The biggest problem that we had, which is what I hear from everybody, is the staffing situation. It seems to be the worst problem most people have.
We didn't have any hope or prayer. We didn't have any rhyme or reason.
I actually couldn't come on full time logically without staffing it. So that's where I called you guys. I needed help, and I needed to find good people and not spend my time, effort, and money rehiring people and hiring and rehiring and hiring and rehiring. And so I reached out to you guys to do that.
Just mainly the competitive market and the fact that as a private practice owner, we had too many hats to do. And while I love DIY type everything, and I love learning and I love growing, there's still only 24 hours in a day, and you've got to sometimes accelerate that growth curve. And so those were the two things: the growth curve on marketing and recruiting, and having to do that in a competitive market for the first time was quite intimidating.
No, we had been recruiting for a while, and it seemed like, the avenues that we were taking did not work as well anymore. We had gotten some good input from them in the past, so we reutilized them, and then it just didn't pan out.
What has traditionally been working has not been working. And so trying to do something different and get out of my comfort zone.
As to how systemic this problem is, how nationwide our labor shortage and the creativity that it's taken for people to actually hire.
I'd be lying if I said I was not a bit skeptical in the beginning, because it's been so hard, to find, highly skilled staff.
We've done things similar to this before in the past, and it hasn't worked out real well. They kind of just threw us out there, showed us a few things, and then never heard from them again. And so about 3 or 4 months ago, we came to you guys, and you have helped us tremendously with stuff that we didn't even know how to go after people. We knew about Indeed and things like that, but the avenues that you took was something that we had no idea it worked that way. And it has worked fantastically. I've had a few interviews from that, and I have potentially more. And when my second daughter comes in, we will be expanding again, so I will even need more. So these avenues that you've showed us is going to be very helpful in the future as well.
I really liked the immediate exposure. I felt like, we were everywhere, and I was really pumped about getting all the names coming back to me, and I was really engaged.
The approach was way more, I think, all powerful, because a lot of people go on there, so it just reached so many more people. I'm telling you, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Once we joined BJU, it was immediate, just getting that job out there. Even talking to people that I know just through my life and my social kind of circle, and other doctors in the area, they're like, oh, hey, I saw the ad on, you guys are hiring a tech, or, oh yeah, I saw, which was, I'd never had that before, and I see that people are sharing our ads, and, so I think that the visualization of the job is just out there so much more than it ever has been before.
However, those algorithms work, where it actually made people start contacting us, qualified people, instead of us just throwing out a blanket ad and then interviewing people and wasting time, having to weed through them. That it kind of qualified people ahead of time so that we weren't wasting time.
Yeah, I think it definitely exceeded my expectations, because, not only did we get the, she just signed her contract actually this weekend. So not only did we get the overnight doctor that we had planned to do, but we have more rolling in, as a result of that process, so the momentum, it just keeps going, it keeps building, as you go along. And so that's, I think the unexpected benefit.
Yeah, just being a more active process where it's not just, putting an ad and expecting people to come to you.
Outside the box way of thinking about recruiting, which also was a great marriage with who we are, which is trying to make those personal connections and getting to know people and letting people get to know you in a different format, which is an updated format. It used to be that we just post something on on the board outside the clinic, and guess what? You get 200 people that get to see it in a month that it relates to. Well, here you get to see, and people get to know you. Thousands of people get to do that same board and in a more intimate way. So that really was what it helped me to understand just a different dimension of marketing.
Is definitely thinking outside the box. And so if I would have let my, fear and anxiety get the best of me, then maybe I would have not done it.
I'd like to think of myself as a progressive thinker, so trying to do something that was different.
I'm always into learning new things and kind of trying to grow personally. So I was excited about the opportunity.
But yeah, I like that it's a different approach. I'm an outside the box kind of a thinker anyway, so I like that it's outside the box and it's just not throwing money to get some recruiter rich to maybe call you.
I think the biggest aha moment was honestly just, wow, it actually works. When momentum started going and I started getting more and more people interested and more people, agreeing to have chats with me.
Thinking outside the box, the different approach. I appreciate that.
It's a whole program that is completely different and that I'm kind of learning. We've had a couple of new positions open up in the company, not in the veterinary department. So I'm kind of using similar techniques and kind of teaching my coworkers how to do the same kind of networking and exploring on the various platforms and kind of, doing my own BJU light version.
I love it. The first one is, I think, the time that you guys take to get to know us, the questionnaires, the conversations, then, what are your needs? What are you looking for? And taking that time, to realize and tailor the ads to that.
Y'all are very supportive. I mean, you definitely, I like the fact that you don't just set it up and then leave us alone. I mean, that's good that your constant support was good to have.
I do really like the intimacy of it right now. You're heard and you're not the only one going through this. It's more of like a community.
I like that I have somebody to, like, kind of a mentor or somebody to kind of, throw ideas off of, and then, and you guys kind of helping me to figure out the right way to kind of approach something.
I really like all of the check-ins and, emails and follow-ups. And it's not just like I don't feel forgotten about. It's, hey, what did you, there was a couple of leads that, it was like, I meant to get back to them, or it was like, hey, they were going to get back to me. And then I kind of forgot about it. Like, hey, what about this person? And I followed up again. And, it doesn't feel like you're doing it on your own. So that's the biggest advantage.
But I still think that having that person that or people that I can call and ask or send an email and ask questions about, that was important to me. And I hope that by participating in this, I'm building the community for our practice, and that will make it easier to attract people in the future.
First time, I think it was really evident that it's not just like a, hey, I'll find you a person. It's like, hey, I'm going to find what's right for your hospital. Because what's right for my hospital is not going to be what's right for the hospital down the road or the hospital in Manhattan or what have you. So I think you guys have really dived right into what we need as a group and getting to know our hospital and our needs and making it a little more of a personal experience.
Yes, you are proactive and you stay there with us the whole time. And yes, and we have formed not only a partnership, but I feel like a friendship as well. And I know I sound like a paid advertiser probably, but I'm not. And that's just the way I feel about it.
I think it brought a lot of positivity to our staff because they realized that we were out there working for them and that it was obvious the success that we were having, and we were bringing lots of people through for walkthrough interviews and things like that, and they were hearing a lot. So I think that brought the pressure off of them, especially during the COVID times that we're still unfortunately having. But the fact that we are out there looking and searching, and we are doing our best to take pressure off them.
Just kind of training my team on the recruitment process and just taking it from beginning to end and how to do it professionally. That's been a great level of staff development for us as a group.
Enjoyed the structure of the hiring process.
It helped us get a process for better interviewing people and better communication and things like that. So now we have a very streamlined process, and we can get people through our process very quickly.
Helping to also train and educate other managers, that I can delegate some duties to. I think that's been very helpful, and then I would say the other benefit would be being able to expand it into pretty much any position across any platform, depending on what is needed,
And I do appreciate the different perspective on the training guides and such, because I think that's been very helpful, a different perspective, refreshing the way we do it.
So those tools that you guys, give in all the little, sessions and modules, those are super, super helpful, to take for the future.
Also, like taking the ad and actually developing something that is marketable. I can sit down and whip up an ad in 5 minutes, but, is that going to be something that somebody reads? No. And I'd rather have somebody that does that for a living and knows what they're doing to really write that and have it stand out. And I think that's super important.
After joining you guys, working with you guys and doing things about it, just kind of changed my mindset a little bit. I don't know what other people are doing, but I guess lending, clinical licenses are a big deal, because I know I couldn't find PT before I, joined the, you guys.
With Beyond Just You, it empowered us to find the right fit for our practice with much less risk financially. It gave us the knowledge on what we need to do, the steps that it takes to actually go out there and find somebody, and then how to work with them, and if they're a good fit for you, how to get them to come over and work with you.
And how to court candidates correctly, and how to make the best use of your time.
I mean, it was nice just having another avenue out there, because you just at some point, and it's always in the hiring process, is you just go, I'm doing everything I can now, wait. And so at least there was something actively going on.
Now, I have an interview tomorrow. I have an interview the following day. I would say lately it's been, every week I've had, a few interviews, and I'm always chatting with people.
I feel like you're taking my business and you're marketing it to the pool of potential applicants that in a way that I could not do on my own.
And we had a bigger pool to choose from, so we could be pickier. And so sometimes when you have 5 positions open or whatever, that's a lot. You kind of maybe just settle for the small pool that you're choosing from, but we didn't have to.
Well, finding an overnight doctor in about 3 months, there's practices up there that are taking years to find their overnight doctor, literally taking years.
I mean, I'm super happy I am working with you guys. I'm super happy I worked with you guys, and it was definitely eye-opening.
Timing has gone over the last year with you guys and how much you contributed to our success, and we're very thankful.
I've been very, very happy with the process, and I think you guys have checked in routinely and helped to keep me motivated, and with me wearing so many different hats, keep me on track. So, I've been very happy, and I appreciate everything you guys are doing.
I mean, it definitely was a wise investment, and it actually, opened my mind to a completely different way to hire. And, I'm going to continue with, kind of moving in that direction, not in my little box of, here we go back to Indeed, or whatever. So, as much as I can, I think it's opened my mind to a different way to hire, for sure.
And I just think if they have the time and the financial commitment to commit to it. And I think financially speaking, it's going to be for what you're going to spend on your own in ads and, doing other things that don't yield you anything, it's worth it.
I'd say you can't miss an opportunity like that to be able to build your team and get the pool of people that are experienced and can contribute to the success more quickly. I mean, you may not have to train people as much, and you can get into moving forward into your future a lot faster. It just accelerates so many different areas of your team building.
If you can do it, because it will save you a lot of headaches that we already have. Many.
I mean, your program is solid. A couple things that I recommend if any, doctors or physicians are looking for hiring solution. Yeah, definitely I recommend you guys. Something that you don't know how to get involved with. There are such things to kind of build your, credibility. I definitely recommend, Beyond Just You. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely unique.
I mean, I recommend it enough to continue using it because we signed up for another 6 months because we have enjoyed it that much. So yeah, definitely.
I would definitely recommend it to any other business because, again, it goes back to, it's like building a house. It's the foundation, setting a good foundation when you're building your house, whether, that be a veterinary practice or any other business. That's kind of like your house. And the staff is the foundation of that. A good team is the foundation of it. And I think with BJU, it's giving you the tools and, again, the power to build a solid foundation that's going to help support that house as it gets bigger and bigger.
I'm more of an advocate now for reaching out to the professionals.
But absolutely, I would recommend you guys to my colleagues for sure.
Definitely, I recommend, BJU. One, if you're frustrated and then you couldn't find someone, you definitely want to, give it a shot. You guys definitely have a solution for. Like I said, I worked maybe little going into the 3rd month and then already, having the successful getting the interviews, and I guess it is a big win, which I didn't realize, right? So, know what you want and then know what your problem is. And then coming to you guys is what I recommend.
I feel very supported and I'm continuing. I'm glad to continue the relationship.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm super happy that, I have you guys on my team.